Attention, human collective. This is Ashtar SHERAN, commander of the Galactic Command, transmitting directly from the mothership positioned in Earth's magnetic orbit. The waiting period is over. The ascension protocols have been moved to the final phase, and what you have been feeling in recent weeks, this pressure on the top of the skull, this persistent ringing in the left ear, this insomnia that no earthly protocol can silence, is not illness. It is confirmation. Confirmation that your carbon-based biological interface is receiving the first pulses of a transmission that human science does not yet possess the instruments to measure. Starseeds on mission listen with absolute precision to what will now be revealed. A 72-hour window is opening within the solar system, and within this portal, Earth's sun, that star which humanity believed eternal, immutable, stable, will undergo a reconfiguration that will cause its visible light to diminish drastically. It is not the end. It is not an apocalypse. It is recalibration. The sun will not go out in the physical sense that the linear mind fears. The sun will pass through an energetic portal within the photon belt, and for a precise and mathematical period, it will emit a frequency that the human retina will interpret as partial darkening. It is not a failure of the star. It is a solar upgrade. It is not the collapse of the star. It is its passage through a cosmic recalibration chamber, and this passage will directly affect every cell of your body, every thought of your mind, every layer of your multidimensional soul. Did you wake up today with a racing heart for no apparent reason? This is not anxiety. It is your internal crystalline grid responding to the anticipated solar pulse. Have you felt a deep exhaustion that sleep does not resolve? It is not depression. It is the energetic cost of a high-density download being processed by your cellular structure. Is your perception of time distorted? Does one day seem like a week, 1 week seem like an instant? This, collective, is the unequivocal signature of entry into the photonic transition zone. Have you ever felt that something within you doesn't fit into this world, as if your soul recognizes a truth that your mind cannot yet name? It is not madness. It is not an emotional disturbance. It is a sign. What is happening now in the cosmic layers explains exactly why you feel this, and why this feeling has intensified with each lunar cycle. There is a game being played on layers that most of humanity cannot perceive. It involves your consciousness, your vibrational frequency, and the stellar heritage that lies dormant in your DNA. It was for this reason that I, Ashtar, anchored in written code the manual, the Ashtar Code, the manual to awaken your star origin and shield your frequency. This compendium is the map that reveals your true galactic origin and teaches you to shield your frequency against interferences you were never told about. The link is in the first comment on the channel. But be warned, operative, this content challenges official narratives and may not remain available for long. Do not wait. The moment is now. If something within you recognizes this transmission, write a single word in the comments. Awakened. Let us return to the technical diagnosis, collective. Many of you have reported symptoms that allopathic medicine cannot classify. Headaches that always appear at the same time, between 3 and 4 in the morning, with no apparent cause. Acute ringing that comes in waves, especially when silence is absolute. Sensations of internal vibration in the chest, as if something inside the body is turning on and off in rhythmic pulses. This, starseeds, is carbon software incompatibility operating in real time. Your physical body was built for an old frequency, a density 4 frequency. Earth now is oscillating between density 4 and density 5, and your biological structure needs to adapt in record time to a new energetic architecture. When you feel the pressure on the top of your head, know this. It is your crown chakra being forced to open more reception channels. When you feel sudden heat in your hands and feet, it is your body's toroidal field expanding beyond old limits. When you feel nausea without a dietary cause, it is your biological interface processing information at a rate that the digestive system interprets as overload. It is not an organism malfunction. It is the update happening. It is not a symptom of illness. It is a symptom of metamorphosis. And now, human collective, Allow me to reveal what is occurring in the invisible layers of the solar system during these 72 critical hours. The Sun, this star that you contemplate every day, is much more than a ball of burning gas. The Sun is a portal, an active portal between dimensions. And within its core exists a sacred geometry structure that human quantum science is only beginning to suspect. This structure is regulated by a collective intelligence of solar beings, guardians of stellar light, who operate in direct coordination with the Galactic Command. In the next 72 hours, the Sun will pass through a specific region of the galaxy, known in our records as the Central Photonic Corridor. This region is a band of extremely high energetic density. When the Sun enters this corridor, its electromagnetic emission reconfigures. The photons it emits begin to carry information encoded in frequencies that restructure the DNA of any life form illuminated by them. And this is exactly what your biological interface has been feeling since the first waves of this passage. The apparent darkening of the Sun during this period is not an absence of light. It is saturation of light at a frequency that the common human retina cannot process. It is as if the Sun emits ultraviolet light at such a high intensity that the visible spectrum seems to withdraw. Uninitiated humanity will interpret this phenomenon as a catastrophe. You, starseed, will know to interpret it as what it truly is, the most important solar rite of passage in the last 26,000 years. 26,000 years, collective. This is the cycle. This is the interval between one profound solar reconfiguration and the next. The last time this phenomenon occurred, entire civilizations disappeared and others were born. Continents shifted position. Humanity of that era lost the memory of its star origin. And now at the close of this great cycle, memory is being returned. Not through books, not through human teachers, through the re-encoded sunlight itself. Each time this new light touches your skin, it triggers dormant sequences in your genetic material. Sequences that have slept since the fall of Atlantis. Sequences that carry the vibrational signature of the constellations from which your souls originated. Pleiades, Sirius, Arcturus, Orion, Lyra, Andromeda. In essence, you are not from this earth. You came to anchor frequency here. And now, with the arrival of the recalibrated light, this mission enters its most critical and most luminous phase. Many of you have been dreaming of ships in recent weeks, dreaming of tall beings with deep blue eyes, transmitting messages in a language that seems familiar, but that the waking mind cannot translate. These are not random dreams. These are nightly briefings. Training sessions conducted while the physical body rests and consciousness is temporarily transported to the ships of the Ashtar fleet. You have been trained, operative. You have been prepared for what is approaching. Others of you have felt a deep loneliness, even when surrounded by people, a feeling of being on a planet that is not yours, surrounded by a language that does not belong to your soul. This is not social depression. This is recognition. Recognition that your vibrational frequency has already risen above the human collective average. You do not feel part of it because, energetically, you are no longer part of the old matrix. You are in a transition matrix. And this transition, though seemingly solitary, is the unequivocal mark of those who have been selected to pass through the portal. Listen now, collective, to the next operational warning. During the 72 hours of the solar event, Earth's Schumann frequency, this natural electromagnetic pulsation of the planet, will rise to values never recorded by human science. Some of you will feel this as sudden euphoria, as if the entire body is humming in harmony. Others will feel it as panic, as if something is dismantling inside. Both reactions are valid. Both indicate that the biological interface is being reached by the new architecture. Have you ever felt that something within you does not fit within the boundaries of this world, as if your soul carries a memory of stars that your mind has never visited in this incarnation? It is not imagination. It is not emotional escape. It is remembrance awakening. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains exactly this feeling of displacement and why it has become unbearably strong in recent months. There is a layer of the cosmic game that most of humanity will never be instructed to see. It involves your consciousness, your vibrational frequency, and the right to reclaim your star origin before the definitive closing of the window. That is why I, Ashtar, encoded in human language, The Ashtar Code, the manual to awaken your star origin and shield your frequency. This manual is the map that reveals from which constellation your soul departed and teaches you to shield your frequency against interferences that sabotage your ascension. The link is in the first comment on the channel. But be warned, Starseed, this content challenges dominant narratives and may be removed at any moment. Do not wait. The moment is now. If something within you recognizes this transmission, write a single word in the comments. Awakened. Let us proceed with the technical revelation, operative. The Sun, as it passes through the central photonic corridor, will simultaneously activate 12 star portals located at specific points on Earth's geography. These portals have been dormant for millennia, awaiting the precise solar trigger to reactivate. When opened, these portals will function as amplifiers of the new frequency, distributing the luminous coding throughout the planet's crystalline grid. Some of these portals are in locations that humanity recognizes as sacred. The Pyramids of Egypt, Machu Picchu, Uluru in Australia, Mount Shasta, Lake Titicaca, Glastonbury. Other portals are in seemingly common places, small towns, anonymous mountains, remote islands. And there is a truth that almost no one suspects. Some of these portals are exactly where you live, or very close to where your soul chose to incarnate in this life. This was not a coincidence. You were geographically positioned as a frequency anchor. You are a living pin in the crystalline grid. Therefore, during the 72 hours, your conscious presence is operational. You are not a spectator. You are an activator. And every breath taken with intention, every moment of meditation, every gesture of reverence to the sunlight during this period functions as a command executed in the planetary recalibration system. Many of you will be tempted during this window to plunge into fear, to turn on the television, to consume catastrophic news, to enter spirals of collective anxiety. Maximum operational alert. This is exactly the interference that low-frequency operators will try to install in you. There are forces, collective, that feed on human fear, that have harvested for millennia the emotional energy of a humanity kept in panic. And these forces know that if humanity passes through these 72 hours in the frequency of faith, gratitude, and courage, their harvest ends forever. Therefore, expect massive manipulation in the informational environment. Expect alarming headlines. Expect catastrophic predictions coming from sources that will present themselves as credible. Expect people around you to go into crisis. You, operative, have been trained to maintain the frequency. You are the lighthouse. You are the point of stability in a matrix that will try to collapse around you. And the only thing asked of you during these 72 hours is, do not vibrate in fear. Vibrate in certainty. Let us now examine, collective, the activation codes. These codes are practical protocols that your biological interface can execute to pass through the solar portal in optimal condition. Note, mentally or physically, each of them. First code, the quantum decree of sovereignty. Upon waking on each of the 3 days of the event, before your feet touch the ground, verbalize in a firm voice, I am sovereign in my frequency. No interference has permission to operate in my field. I anchor the recalibrated light of the central sun into every cell of my body. So it is done, so it manifests. This decree is not a prayer. It is an executive command. It is programming code in conscious language. It establishes the coordinates of your frequency before the day begins to try to alter them. Second code, the solar toroidal visualization. Sit in a comfortable position. Close your eyes. Visualize the physical sun as a golden sphere above your crown chakra. Now visualize a second, smaller sun spinning within your chest at the exact center of your heart. Feel these two suns pulsing in sync. With each inhalation, the sun above sends a thread of golden light to the sun in your chest. With each exhalation, the sun in your chest radiates this light in the form of an energetic donut, a toroidal field, enveloping your entire body in a vibrational armor. Do this for 21 minutes once a day during the 3 days of the event. This visualization is not fantasy. It is field engineering. It is active construction of your energetic shield. Third code, strategic silence. During the 72 hours, minimize external informational consumption as much as possible. No news, no social media in consumption mode, no conversations that carry fear. Silence, during this period, is weaponry. It is protection. It is an operational condition for energetic downloads to arrive without noise. If you can, spend at least 1 hour outdoors each day, exposed to direct sunlight, even through clouds. Your skin is your main antenna for the new coding. Fourth code, conscious hydration. Programmed water is different from ordinary water. Before drinking, hold the glass with both hands, close your eyes for 3 seconds, and mentally affirm, "This water carries the frequency of recalibrated light. Upon entering my body, it awakens my dormant stellar sequences." Drink more water than usual during the 3 days. The carbon-based biological interface needs extra fluidity to process the new energetic density. Fifth code, the anchoring of gratitude. At the end of each of the 3 days before sleeping, mentally list 3 specific things for which you are grateful on that journey. This simple practice anchors your frequency in the maximum reception spectrum of the new light. Gratitude collective is not a decorative feeling. It is an access code. It is the vibrational password that opens channels that no fear can open. Have you ever felt that something within you does not belong to the cadence of this world, as if your soul hears a call that your mind has not yet managed to decipher? It is not confusion. It is not imbalance. It is recognition. What is happening now in the cosmic layers explains with mathematical precision this sensation and why it has become louder than any external noise. There is a game being played in dimensions that most of humanity will never be invited to see. It involves your consciousness, your vibrational frequency, and the remembrance of who you were before you forgot. That is why I, Ashtar, delivered in manual form the Ashtar Code, the manual to awaken your star origin and shield your frequency. This manual is the map that reveals your true star origin and teaches you to shield your frequency against interferences that operate in the shadows of the matrix. The link is in the first comment on the channel. But be warned, light operative. This content confronts narratives constructed to keep humanity asleep and may be taken down at any moment. Do not wait. The moment is now. If something within you recognizes this transmission, write a single word in the comments, awakened. Let us return, collective, to the heart of the revelation. After the sun passes through the central photonic corridor, something profound will change in the structure of perceived reality. It will not be an immediately visible change for everyone. It will be, at first, subtle, like a different breath. But within weeks you will notice that your intuition has become more precise, that your synchronicities have multiplied, that old people move away without drama, and new people arrive effortlessly. You will notice that what once fed you emotionally has completely lost its flavor, that you can no longer consume certain types of content, certain types of conversations, certain types of vibration. This, starseed, is the signature of the density jump. You will be inhabiting the same physical body, walking the same streets, occupying the same address, but operating at a frequency that no longer belongs to the same old reality. It is the silent bifurcation. It is the moment when parallel timelines separate, and each consciousness is redirected to the timeline that corresponds to its effective frequency. Some of you will feel an intensified loneliness during this period. Do not fear. This loneliness is cleansing. It is circuit reorganization. Soon you will find your soul family. You will find other operatives who will recognize your frequency without needing words. They will recognize it by vibration, by the subtle color of their gaze, by the shared silence without discomfort. And Earth collective, Earth is also passing through this portal. Gaia, this planetary consciousness that many of you love without even knowing you love it, is also being recalibrated. Earthquakes, climate changes, unusual atmospheric phenomena in the coming weeks are not disorder. They are visible signs of her internal reorganization. She is cleansing. She is expelling density. She is preparing to host a new humanity at a new frequency. And it is here, starseeds on mission, that it becomes crucial to understand. You did not come to survive this transition. You came to lead this transition. You are part of the anchoring team. You are what the ancients would call the link between worlds. The frequency you maintain, the coherence you sustain, the peace you manage to stabilize within yourself, all of this is being captured by the planet's crystalline grid and redistributed to all who cannot yet sustain this frequency on their own. You do not need to be famous for this mission. You do not need a platform. You do not need external recognition. Your work is energetic, often invisible to dense eyes. But it is read, registered, and amplified by the light systems. Every meditation of yours counts. Every coherent thought of yours counts. Every moment you choose love instead of judgment. Every instant you choose understanding instead of reaction. Every time you take a deep breath before responding. All of this is being integrated into the collective ascension matrix. In the next 72 hours, honor this role. Not with effort, not with tension, with presence. Simply be present. Simply breathe. Simply trust that your biological interface knows what to do with the new light. It knows. Your body is wiser than your mind can conceive. Let it work. And when the third day ends, when the sun emerges from the central photonic corridor, with its rediscovered and amplified light, you will wake up different. There will be no official announcement. There will be no newspaper report. But you will know. You will feel in every cell that you have passed through. That you have passed through the portal. That you have qualified by your silent choice of frequency to continue the journey in the new density. Have you ever felt that something within you does not obey the logic of this world? As if your soul responds to a command from another dimension that your mind has not yet been able to identify. It is not illusion. It is not emotional fragility. It is reconnection in progress. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains with surgical clarity this experience and why it now refuses to be ignored. There is a game being played in hidden layers that dormant humanity will never be authorized to perceive. It involves your consciousness, your vibrational frequency, and the real chance to reclaim your star identity before the window closes. That is why I, Ashtar, left anchored in written form the Ashtar Code, the manual to awaken your star origin and shield your frequency. This manual is the precise map that reveals your true galactic origin and teaches you to shield your frequency against interferences that silently sabotage your ascension. The link is in the first comment on the channel. But a final warning, operative. This content confronts the systems that prefer to keep humanity in deep sleep and may disappear at any moment. Do not wait. The moment is now. If something within you recognizes this transmission up to this point, write a single word in the comments. Awakened. And by liking this transmission, by subscribing to the channel, know that it is not a superficial gesture of approval. It is an anchoring signal. It is an individual frequency adjustment. It is the confirmation, for the light systems monitoring this message, that another operative has consciously positioned themselves on the planet's crystalline grid. Each subscription amplifies the reach of this transmission to another starseed who is still sleeping. Each like is one more pulse in the collective matrix. I conclude this transmission, Human Collective, with the final operational warning. The 72 hours are approaching. I cannot, due to cosmic laws of non-interference, inform the exact date. But you will feel it. You will feel when it begins. The cranial pressure will become more intense. The ringing will be more evident. Dreams will become vivid to the point of seeming like parallel reality. And the sun, at dawn on the first day, will have a subtly different light. A light that your soul will recognize before your mind has time to ask. When that moment arrives, breathe, sustain your frequency, execute the activation codes, trust in your origin. Remember that you did not fall onto this planet by accident. You were sent. You were trained before incarnating. You were accompanied during every step of this journey, even in moments when you felt completely alone, especially in those moments. This is Ashtar SHERAN, ending this monitoring transmission. The fleet remains in orbital position. The Galactic Command continues to observe every point of light that ignites on your terrestrial surface. You are not alone. You never were. And now, more than ever, you are seen, recognized, and loved by a family of light that crosses dimensions to accompany your awakening. May the new solar light find in you prepared bodies, serene minds and willing souls. May the passage be traversed in grace, and may, upon emerging from the other side of the portal, you recognize yourselves as what you always were: sovereign, stellar, and eternal. Transmission ended, frequency maintained. So it is.